Nope.
Hi.
Welcome to the podcast.
Cocktail character. Character. Oh, yeah.
Okay, today
Yes.
we have...
Want to talk about this at the end or the beginning?
Oh, is it the end?
I don't remember.
Let's talk about it at the end, but I want to preface it with... It's very good.
Yeah, it is a very good.
And I'm glad we didn't wait, because this is, you guys don't know yet, it's a warm drink.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you might have been... The mug might have given it away. But maybe not.
But I wonder what they would guess.
Maybe that's cider.
Or like a hot tea.
Hot tea.
It's not tea.
It's not. We're going to spill the tea, but we're not drinking hot tea.
Speaking of spill the tea, tell me about your life. As of right now,
Well,
everything.
Day has been a little rough.
Ooh, but
It's okay.
you did.
I'm getting on. I'm flipping it around right here.
She was on a phone call, and you said,
What? What did
you say to your mom?
Oh!
You said, hold on.
My poor mom.
She was on a phone call, and she goes, well, that's sad, but gotta run. And it seemed like a fairly serious thing. Like, well, that's pretty sad, but, well, mom, gotta run. Like, oh, okay.
Oh, no, now you know who I am. I'm not. I'm like, let's go. We're going to wrap up this cry sesh.
I think it's good.
It's not. It was probably unkind, but...
Sometimes.
I mean, I did tell her at the beginning, like, she's like, do you have time for this? And I'm like, not really, but if you make it quick.
Sometimes it's necessary.
Yeah, I know.
What if I
You
wear
decided
this?
to not. Well, I think that if you like that is appropriate since you just came back from a girls' weekend.
Ooh, yeah. So that's my life update.
Yeah.
The only life update we get from you is that on a phone call you said, that's sad, wrapping up. And that's the full update.
I'll tell you. Okay, I have something from the weekend, so
Okay.
I'll bring that up whenever
Love
it's
it.
my turn. You go ahead with your
Okay.
vacation mode.
If I look tanner, it's because I'm a little bit. Do I look a little tanner?
I think you do.
Good. My goal was to get sun. I only wore a 15 one day. We were out for 4 hours, and I got almost zero sun. I'm in Arizona. We're in Phoenix.
Arizona on the water too, right?
Yes.
So that you would think that that's
I normally don't wear sunscreen because I don't know.
like, yeah, I've been hearing things about how sunscreen's actually not good for you too.
I don't think it is.
I kind of have to agree with that.
Yeah. So I usually don't wear it unless it's like going to be a burn day. And I really thought it was going to. It was my first outing of the season. Zero. So the next time I went hiking, I wore nothing and I got a little more sun.
Nice.
So anyways, these friends met them through like church small group, ex-husband's work, like just like a
Kind of like a gathering of
of like couples and like the sweetest friends. We've been friends for over 10 years now, and we go on trips. This was our 4th girls trip.
Fun.
Just so much fun. We have a friend who lives in Phoenix, so we went and stayed at her house.
Awesome.
And it was so much fun. So much good food.
Did you guys
Good
cook
ketchup.
or did you go out?
One night we cooked, 2 nights we went out. We did breakfast at home a couple days, did brunch. We went to this brunch place that had a DJ. You would have
Brunch?
died.
DJ brunch?
A DJ brunch. I'll show you a video later.
Okay.
And had a Bloody Mary bar that was essentially a whole meal. The bar, it was 3 legs. 3 legs to the bar. Bloody Mary.
Bacon. Boiled
Fried
egg.
jalapeno poppers. Fried ravioli
Oh my gosh.
on my Bloody Mary.
Oh my gosh. Did they have miniature grilled cheese sandwiches? I had a friend do that once.
No.
It was so
That sounds
good.
amazing,
It
though.
was. It was perfect. Like little triangles. Boop, boop.
Oh, we should do that for a micro event. So it was really fun.
That's awesome.
While we were there, her middle daughter started her period, and it was like, man, things to come. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's a nice little preview.
Can you imagine having your mom has 8 friends over for the weekend, and that's when your body decides to start its period?
Oh.
We didn't make a deal. We didn't even talk to her about it, but it was just like,
That's nice. It's funny you should mention that because yesterday. So yesterday,
here we go.
I took. It was last week. A friend
too fast.
mentioned. This is so good. A friend mentioned that there was a Taylor Swift impersonator band coming to town.
To Joplin town.
To Springfield, so
Okay.
like an hour away. And tickets were decent, like $30 to $50,
Yeah.
whatever. And so I was like, okay, let's go. I'll take Evie and we'll go. Because, I wasn't about to be affording a Taylor Swift ticket a year ago. I kind of wish I could have and would have, but I didn't.
Also,
so here we are.
break, just for people to understand how much Evie loves Taylor Swift, she reenacted
The entire Eras tour and recorded it.
and made costumes for it.
She
Like,
created costumes and backdrops.
Full
she
makeup.
Sang. I mean, it was all her singing. She wasn't lip syncing.
Amazing.
So played the guitar. She did the whole thing.
She's amazing. Big fan.
She's a Swiftie.
Okay.
And so I said, yes, I'm going. My friend unfortunately couldn't commit and go, which is fine. So it's just her and I, a little mommy-daughter date kind of a situation. It was so fun. And I didn't tell her till the last minute because I did not want to be hearing about it for 4 days. What are we going to wear? Blah, 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 blah. So last minute, it's just like here, like a day before. Like, hey, if you were to go to a Taylor Swift concert, what would you wear? Or do you know what you would wear? And she's like, yes, I have 2 or 3 options. And I was like, great, you need to pick one of those out because we're going to an impersonator.
Oh,
and it's called Let's Sing Taylor. And so they encourage the audience to sing along the entire time.
Oh,
they're like, let's sing Taylor. And you're like, oh, and everybody starts singing along. But nobody ever stopped. I mean, it was a theater full of moms and children's.
100%.
And everybody had their little friendship bracelets.
Yes.
Like how she does. And then she had some on her and she'd fling them out to the audience or hand them to these sweet little, there was a couple kiddos in the front row that were special needs and they were just loving their lives. And we got second row because it was available. I said best available, click, because I mean $50. Who cares?
Right, yeah.
It was perfection. It was so good, and she was a great singer, great performer. They had a couple dancers and a live band, a 3-piece band.
That's so fun.
And she played the guitar for a couple songs. It was great. And Evie just stood up and
Did
danced
she love it?
and sang. Yes. And I was a little bit worried. I mean, she's on the verge of 13, right? And
sure.
She's,
she's getting cool.
Things are kind of like you have to have the cool thing or not the at all thing, but she's still pretty good about, She was very thankful, and she thanked me multiple times. Super sweet. We had such a good time. She had made me wear a sparkly dress. Not made me. She's like, you need to wear this dress. And I was like,
do you have a sparkly dress?
I do have a sparkly
What
dress.
What color sparkle?
It's black, and it has kind of like a copper sequins and black sequins. It's really beautiful, and it's short, so I wore leggings or tights.
It was so cute.
It was really cute. I might end up wearing it for our red carpet event because it's like really easy to wear.
I love it.
Yeah. Anyway, so we went, and then it was really fun, and danced and sang, and it was just like filled with these little girls dressed up. It was so cute, and they loved it. Like they thought that they were seeing the real Taylor. They loved it. It was really precious. So we had a really good time, and then we had a dinner, and then drove home. That's nice.
That's
fun.
Amazing.
It was really fun. I'm glad we got to do it. I was like, this is kind of cheesy, but I think she'll like it. And I think because it was a good band, and the Taylor impersonator did a beautiful job. Like, she was a good singer.
Yeah.
And she did a lot of the same moves that Taylor does. Like,
oh my gosh.
And Evelyn.
And good songs. Just fun songs.
It was fun. We had a good time.
I love that.
And best part, 3:00 in the afternoon, so we were home before 7.
Those late night concerts, I'm gonna be honest, sometimes I'm like, I gotta get home.
Guys, I know there's another set, but the first one was good enough, right?
I mean, I love a good encore, but I need my pajamas on. Maybe I'll start bringing my pajamas to concerts. Like, if I can get ready there, I'll take one step out when I get home. I'll just run to the bathroom between the end and the encore, switch to my jams, be back for the encore, in the car, take my magnesium, hit the hay.
Get your castor oil rubbed down.
Oh, yeah.
Let's just... Yeah, sounds nice.
It's the only way
I feel like
it's the only way to have fun. Castor oil and magnesium in my jammies. It's good. Okay.
Good times.
So, these are so good.
It's delicious.
Wow.
Did I make yours too strong?
It's strong, but I love it.
I do too.
And I really only just have to run errands this afternoon.
Perfect.
It's good.
I mean, it wasn't even a full shot, I don't think.
It's
okay.
It's gonna be happy and fine. It's just making me feel warm inside.
Exactly. It's like,
oh, it's so good. So, we were gonna talk to you about a client that we had. This has been a year ago.
Yeah, that's about right, because it was when I first came on the team. He was one of my first buyers that we helped. The buyer was awesome.
Our client was.
They were a great family.
Amazing. Amazing. And I drive by that house.
I do too.
And it's cute.
They're working on it. And it was a cool house.
It was a cool house.
It was a house that had gotten destroyed by the tornado. Well, not destroyed, but damaged heavily by the Joplin tornado in 2011. So,
which is part of
the situation.
What we think.
Okay, so 2011 was when the tornado happened.
Massive tornado hits Joplin.
Yes, look it up, Google.
Yeah.
These people obviously owned it then because there was still materials laying about, some still packaged, like rock and lumber and siding.
Raw
and
material.
Soft, like, yes, raw materials.
Yes.
And spaces that they were obviously supposed to go.
Yeah.
But hadn't finished.
Yeah, and the spaces were still open available spaces
available
to be filled.
for raw material.
Raw material.
So yeah, it was a great little house.
So you showed it the first time. So there's a couple kind of crazy stories with this thing, with the whole scenario.
The whole scenario is
Okay.
wild.
So I think we should start at the beginning with when you showed the house for the first time.
Yes, okay. So we showed the house for the first time. There were people had just been in before us, so they were outside kind of hanging around. I remember that part. And our clients pulled up, and when we got in, when I was getting into the house, we had barely gotten in, and it was a real open concept, and so everything was right there: living room, kitchen, hallway down. It was real easy to see everything, but you could tell there had been new floors put in at some point. But there was like in the kitchen there was like undone like cabinetry, and like things were just not finished out.
Just undone. Yeah.
Which I get. I've lived like that many times through life, but that's just how it was. So just so you paint a picture. Anyways, these folks loved the house immediately. They're like, okay, without even going further, and they're like, okay, we really love this or that. We can really work with this. And they wanted a home to do work on.
Yeah.
He's handy.
Yeah.
And he wanted to make it his own space. So it was like already promising. We had been in there. We'd barely gotten around the kitchen into the pantry, laundry area. I think it was pantry there. And we're kind of barely hadn't gotten even back to the back of the house yet. And there was a knock on the door, I think, but something drove me to go walk and open the front door. And there was a man standing there.
Fairly large.
A larger man, taller. I'm not super tall, but taller, and he's a big guy. And I didn't look down. I looked at him, and I was like, oh, hi. And, like, can I help you? Because if it's a seller, he knows we're supposed to be there looking at it.
Right.
So I didn't know who it was.
Right. And we don't know who the sellers are.
We don't know. Yeah. We don't know who they are. And if maybe there's another buyer coming in. Who knows? Lord only knows. So hey, can I help you? And he had this really weird look on his face. And he goes, yeah, I'm really sorry, but... And I was like, because I think what I said, I'm the agent, I'm showing the house, and can I help you? And I'm really sorry, but I need to come in. And I looked down, he was like pointed down, I looked down, and there is blood gushing from his leg. He's wearing like shorts and slides, like Nike slides, those Nike slides. And it's like in the slide, like, and it's pulling. And I was like, do you need me to call an ambulance? Oh, no.
The cut is about you think you need to call the ambulance.
I immediately was
and
like,
you're not a...
No, I'm not a like stressed out, like, I was just like, do you need me to call him? Because it was pooling, and I glanced behind, and there was like there was like pool, like blood as he was walking up and I was like, do you live here? Yes. Okay. He's like, I just need to come in and clean up. And I was like, do we need to leave? He's like, no, you can show the house, but I just need to go back to my bedroom. And you go back to my bedroom, and I'm like...
take care of this very serious emergency.
Yes!
Continue on your tour.
Continue on your tour. And this is not a huge house. Like, there's not a lot of places to go to, like, hang out while he cleans up. And I was like... So he went back, and I was like, okay. And I looked at the buyers, like, are you cool with this? And they're like, okay. Super chill.
Yeah.
So we took our time. And I was like, we'll go down into the basement before... while you're doing your thing. So we walk down, we check we check everything else out along the way, avoid the master bedroom and bathroom. You can hear the shower going at this point.
It's just so awkward.
And and we're walking around the blood on the floor the whole time. And we were all like, what should we do? And I was like, I don't know. And he said not to call. I'm like, okay. So then, and he didn't look good. Like, I'm not being dramatic, but he just was like off. I don't know if that's his personality, it might be this backstory.
As you'll find out, but...
So then, try to wrap it up here. We went down to the basement, which that was kind of a silly move, but that's the only thing we had left to look at.
Right.
Because it's not huge. And we're down there, and you can hear him showering above us, which that's awkward.
Right.
And we're in a basement that it looked like people had been just chucking their garbage down there.
Just...
like an old mattress, a ripped up chair, just trash everywhere. It was terrible. But anyway, so we're like picking our way through it and trying to be careful not to touch things. And so we're like, well, and you could hear it finish up on the shower, and we all kind of look at each other like, okay.
No, there's just a naked man upstairs.
I know! And you hear him getting around, and at some point I feel like as he was he was pretty quick, and he was like, okay, I think he might have come out and hollered down the stairs, I'm done. Okay, great. And I came up and I was like, do you need, can we do anything for you? And he was like, no, I'm going to go to the hospital. And he cleaned up, and he's like, first I'm going to clean up these floors. Great. He did not do a very good job, but in his state, I can understand not.
You probably just need to go.
You just need to get out of here, sir. Anyway, so then we go to the bathroom, and there's like splatters of blood everywhere where he's like, you have a running, bleeding Filet on your... So in the meantime, he tells me what happens. I think it was at the front door. He said, I was on a skid steer.
Yes.
And I tipped it. And it landed on him or did something, and he was able to get out from underneath it, but it ripped his shin off. Awful.
Nothing should be filet besides any fish and for food.
A filet mignon,
you're right.
Filet of leg.
No.
Oh. So
I can't.
In these situations, like the buyer's looking at us, or I'm looking at them, we're like, the whole time, like, ooh. And so then he leaves. We go into, we're like, now let's go look at this bedroom and bathroom.
Was that?
I know. So we go in, and we go in here, and it's just a wreck. And okay, we get it. It's good enough. Come back through, and the buyer I'm with, he's like, I kind of like pointed at something. I look over, and on the dresser is a loaded handgun. Loaded, just sitting there. Loaded handgun. And there was people before us that had just walked through this house. We're there with this family and their little boy. Thankfully, they are very good parents, and they hang on to their child the whole time. Thank goodness. That's not always the case.
Which that's another reason when you're looking at houses, keep your kids close by. You do not know what people leave out in houses. So, anyways.
And I was like, why would he leave that? I mean, of course, my brain goes to like, what's the angle here?
Yes.
Because that's a thing that you know better. You have strangers coming in your home.
And you leave a loaded
handgun. I was just like, and there was other things that are funky in the bedroom. Like, it was just kind of like, okay, let's get out of here. And it was good. No, we were like, let's wrap this up. We're out. So then we go outside, and
and they love it.
And they're like, we're going to make an offer. Anyway, so that's pretty much it. There was other funky things about the house. And lots of things. Like, I don't know. There was just, in the whole backyard was full of stuff. Trashed. Like parts of cars. And we're in the middle of town. Like,
the middle.
Like the fence is falling in. There's car parts everywhere, and little machinery things, and the hugest holes. This was also weird. So he obviously had dogs. Either they weren't there that day. Yeah. There's obviously dogs going up, but these like huge craters where dogs obviously been digging, or who knows what else skidster guy's doing back there.
Seriously, filleting his leg, leaving a handgun out. So for real though, these people love the house and they make an offer on it.
Yep.
We
go through the process.
For real, get the house together.
Yeah.
It is a horrible transaction the whole time. It's just, it was like one thing after the next that like just was not working. We finally get the home to close. Also, I'm pretty sure the agent on the other side, this was like his first transaction.
Yeah, I think you mentioned that.
And I seriously think he was 18 years old. Nothing against 18-year-old agents.
It just means you don't know what's going on yet.
Oh, there's so much happening. The seller was legit crazy. So not only had that happen.
And just go back really quick. I called the agent. I was like, hey, just so you know, there's a handgun laying out, and this accident just happened. Because that's... Like, I try to do that. Like, if there's something that's going on...
there's things you need. Like, if we smell gas, we're calling the people.
Yes. If it feels like there's a leak that they shouldn't know, that maybe they don't know about, or something, something. And a lot of times listing agents will ask you, hey, how was it? Is there anything, feedback? Yeah. This case, I'm like, hey, this guy just came in bleeding and left, and if there's anybody else coming to show it, you might want to have it cleaned up first, because there's still blood everywhere.
There's blood everywhere. There's a gun. There's a man.
Murder. So, yeah. Anyway, back to
It's just crazy.
The transaction is not the easiest.
No, it was very, very rough. So, we finally get all of it through. Like, I mean, any hurdle you can think of in a transaction, it happened in this one, and we got through all of them.
That's awesome.
And at the very... So, you went... I did the final walkthrough.
Yes.
You were gone.
I was, yes.
Okay. So I did, when you buy a house, final walkthrough, you walk through the house one more time before you sign papers just to make sure everything's in the same condition as when you found it. If there was any repairs, you want to make sure they're done then. So we go to do that. It's just me and our client at this point. And like his family wasn't there. It was just me and him to walk through. So we get there and, okay. So things are kind of there, kind of not. So we walk through and like, okay. And he's also expecting repairs. So he's like, okay, like a bunch of stuff. He's like, it's going to be fine. But an appliance was missing. And an appliance was missing.
Was one exchanged out or something? No.
I think there was just one missing. Some of them were there.
Yes.
Yeah. Some of them were still there.
And I think that one of them was like, he left it, but it was a total, it was trashed, wasn't it?
The one you're right, he had flipped them out. I think he had switched them out. Something with the appliances. I can't remember if they were totally gone or just one gone or something. All of them were supposed to be there, and they were all supposed to be in decent condition from when you had walked through the house. Yes. Okay, so we leave. I get a call from the other agent. I don't remember this part, and he was like, hey, I call him and I say, hey, the appliances, they were gone. I said, the appliances are gone. They have to be back before closing. Or we're not, like, we're waiting until these are here to close on the house. Because at this point, I trusted zero of this seller because how horrible the transaction had been. And I was like, until it's in writing and until we can see them, we are not signing on this house until these are back in the kitchen. Whole thing. So that seller loses his ever-loving mind on his agent, which I felt horrible for. I really felt really bad for this agent. And one, he had never dealt with not even a regular
transaction. Not even a good transaction.
No, and this was like one of the worst of all time. So he is dealing with that, and he was like, he's saying, so he calls me back, he goes, well, he's saying he's not going to bring him back, and also you guys stole $4,000. I was like, what? Okay. So that's insanity. I end up calling the seller because the listing agent is like kind of at a loss for what to do at this point. And I was like, I'm just calling the guy. Man. Yeah, which normally I do not do. Yeah. Like I let the other agent handle. But I had told him like I'm gonna call him. And he was like, that's fine. I had told him and he was like, that's okay. But he seriously thinks you stole money, and so I call him.
Well, if somebody's gonna make an accusation on your character.
Yes.
I mean, I could see where it'd be like, let me call him. You don't need to relay my message.
No. So I get on the phone with him, and he loses his mind on me. I'm at Gwen. I was at Gwen's gymnastics, like, in the middle of parents everywhere trying to have this conversation.
Of course.
Hi, sir. So he was like, I am not bringing those appliances back. And I was like, well, they're a part of the contract. You literally have to bring them back, or we can sue you for them. And he was like, will you sue me for that? I'm calling the cops on you. You stole $4,000 from me. And I was like, I don't even know what you're talking about. I truly don't even know what you're talking about. He's like, I left cash out on the mantle, and now it's gone. And I was like, well, we didn't see cash. I was with my client the whole time. There is zero money missing. Like, we are not aware of anything. And he was like, well, I know it happened. I was like, call the cops. Like, I don't see what they'll do. I did not steal your money. And so he was like, if you don't, he said, if you don't bring me $4,000, I am going to call the state. I'm going to get your license revoked. I'm going to do all this crazy stuff, like going off. And I was like, okay, do those things because we've done nothing. And so that's fine. So he agrees to bring the appliances back. And we show up. We drive by the day of closing. Buyer drives by. He was like, well, the appliances are back. They are literally in the front yard in pieces. He ripped off the stove door, threw it on the ground, through the stove. Refrigerator doors, handles, all pulled apart, threw them on the lawn of a corner block in the middle of town. Also, I think we looked up, his son was like in jail for murder or attempted murder. So then I was terrified because I was like, homeboy is definitely going to kill me.
That's right. I remember that.
So we ended up buying our client appliances. Because what?
That was a
in the
real crap move.
Can you imagine doing that?
To react. And you signed the contract. It's all along said, these are the appliances that are staying from the very beginning.
From the very beginning. And you can't blackmail me for $4,000.
Yes. I'll keep my $4,000 and now I got to go buy appliances with it. So thank you.
I don't know where that guy is. I do and I don't.
Just so we can avoid them.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, like, okay, so, it's not just, it feels like it should be just simply he's a rager and that he's violent or that he's got issues or that he does dangerous things on a skidster and rips his leg off. I mean, that's all. But in my mind, I was like, there's got to be something else here.
Always. There's always
something going on. I feel the vibe. Like,
yes.
Is there a woman in the picture? Why is there not enough? Why is there something? It feels like there should be a woman, but there's like her stuff's here, but she's gone.
But where is she?
Where's she at? Is she in one of those holes in the backyard? Where's the skidster? Why is it out there at your new property? What you doing with it?
Why were you so getting the appliances out? Is there something in the appliances? You put them in the freezer?
Yes.
Is there body parts? You're like, and then if I'm bringing it back, I'm gonna burn them and
no doubt
rip them apart.
And then why was the gun left out? Like, was it just out of like, I don't know, or was it like, let's just see if somebody, because that's the thing my client said. I was like, I'd be really nervous about a kid coming through and hurting. Like, he's like somebody would steal that.
Yeah.
And he's like, and it'd be on this guy because it's got his name, serial number. And I was
Which
like,
part of you thinks like,
did you mean for that to happen?
Did you want somebody to steal that gun so that you don't have it and you're, which I seriously was a little bit scared to go home.
I do remember you saying that. Like, he was so aggressive and he
threatened me.
He threatened you, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And I can't believe you never called the cops about it.
No, because he didn't like threaten my life. But
just threaten your license. That's your life.
Right. That is my life. It's not my life. But it was so intense. It was like, this dude is so mad and crazy. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think.
I kind of worried about, like, people moving in there afterwards.
I know.
Our buyer was very capable, I'm sure, of protecting his family. But I would,
Like, who's made a regular occurrence coming to this house that's going to be like, oh, this guy's not there anymore.
Yes.
And why is he? Maybe that's why he had a gun out, because all the people.
Maybe he has some shady individuals hanging out.
Oh, that's 100.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
well,
I don't know if there's a moral to that story.
All I know is that was one of the first transactions that we closed together, and it was just like, I remember coming in and you were just like, oh, like, I don't know what to do. This guy's threatening me, and it was crazy.
I had never. In like 7 years, no one's ever been. I've had people very mad about things.
Yeah.
Never that crazy. Just in like crazy.
Well, it didn't help that there's like a gun and a bloody leg. And
it was like a Clue game.
It was, yes.
It was the gun and the man in the kitchen.
Yes.
Exactly. So it was good. So all that to say, put stuff away when people walk through your house.
Yeah.
Keep your kids close by.
Yep.
And don't have blood on your hands. You know what I mean? But like, yeah, man, call the cops. Yeah. Call the whatever.
Call the cops. That one has always stuck with me just because of the vibe. Sometimes you just get a vibe. A house gives you a vibe sometimes, and it's like, and people give you the vibe, and it's like, what? And the whole thing of just like, why didn't you want to go to the emergency room? Like, why did you come home dripping everywhere when it was very much? Yeah. And I think he even mentioned that his car, like, was bad. Like, he had like where he'd driven himself home, and then he was gonna get in there and drive himself to he like had wrapped something around it, was gonna drive himself to the ER. Whatever ever happened to that guy?
I don't want to know.
I don't either. We should look his name up and
I could call him.
Call him. We should like be like, do a cold call. Hey buddy,
do you have any real estate needs? Don't call me,
because like probably your agent went out of the business immediately after that transaction.
Gosh,
we should probably check in on him. Maybe he's
still in the business. He's here now. He's at Keller.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's on a team now. He's living.
He's living. That's funny.
So that was crazy. Well, that's actually a very fitting story for this drink, because I feel like this is a strong drink.
It is strong.
Doesn't have to be, but it's good. And you need something warm to feel good after a craziness like that. Mm-hmm. So tell us about our drink.
Today we did an Irish coffee.
Oh, so good.
Now, I know you're supposed to use Irish whiskey, but I ain't going to go buy Irish whiskey just for this drink. So we used some yummy bourbon. Mm-hmm. Weller, it's good. I think it's bourbon. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. We had it in our office.
Yeah. So we did bourbon.
Because Jonathan.
He loves bourbon.
So we have a couple. He like keeps a couple different ones in there.
Mm-hmm. And that one was the bigger of the two bottles. So I was like, that'll be the one for me. So then we did coffee. Yep. You brewed us some little individualized coffees. Boop, boop.
That's going to be your Keurig coffee. We just did a classic Keurig.
Classic Keurig. Do you like yours with the flavored?
Oh, it's really good.
Good.
You want to try it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to try mine?
Yep.
Ooh.
I like mine better.
It's good.
Thanks.
I like mine better.
You are my favorite, Ragan.
I got you that cup because you're my favorite.
I love that.
Okay, you can Google it. But coffee, we brewed some fresh coffee.
Yep.
Boop. I think we did 10 ounces, right?
Yep.
Okay. We did probably about this much, a couple inches in a cup.
I don't know how to give perspective. Do it towards my hand.
About that much.
Like a ring finger amount.
Yeah, that sounds good. Ring finger amount of heavy whipping cream, and we frothed that up with a little individual.
And then we
whisk
split it
thing.
in two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we use that for both of them. Oh, in the meantime, I did 2 spoonfuls of brown sugar. Oh, that's what makes it.
I've been into brown sugar and coffee lately.
I love brown sugar in my coffee. It just takes. Honestly, you know what else I love is I like making simple syrup out of brown sugar or out of raw sugar. It's so much better than just plain white.
I always do it out of raw, but I've never done brown.
I have. It's fabulous.
It was worse than the filleted legs.
It's right up there for sure. Okay, coffee. 10 ounces of coffee. That much whipping cream split between 2.
And froth it.
Froth it up. Make it nice and thick.
Yeah.
Whipping cream. Yeah, whip it up.
Yep.
2 tablespoons or so of brown sugar. So good. And then probably about 1.5 ounces of bourbon.
Yeah.
That's probably about what I did.
Yeah.
But an ounce and a half would be appropriate for this size of cup.
Yeah.
It's
so
delicious.
good.
You know, also be good is like a little sprinkle of cinnamon on it.
I almost did that. I almost started looking for cinnamon, but there was a lot of people in the kitchen
There were
when
so
we made
many
this.
people. But it was fun.
Everybody wanted this.
Jealous.
I really think they were. And I don't blame them. Because we are our favorite. And also, you out there.
You're our favorite.
You're our favorite.
Thanks for listening and watching.
It's going to be good.
Cheers to those crazy
All right. So filleted legs and bourbon.
and bourbon.